We back, man. It's been a
Back,
long
back,
2 weeks, y'all. We back though. Further ado, your favorite OG got Dante Marsh. I'm back after a little hiatus, man. Crazy little time I had, man. But it's good to get back to some normalcy, man. You know, I had player's choice earlier today. We did pretty good. Now we back with my own stuff, man. I missed you, OG, man. I was like, man, whole time I was up there on player's choice, I was like, man, these old niggas not like my OG, man. Like, man, I be want to hear Dante opinion on this stuff. But without further ado, we got him back. Then I got my dog Jalen pulling up right now.
No.
Appreciate you, Jalen.
Hey man,
Pulling up.
I've been seeing OG out in these Instagram streets, man. Just him and some of his other OG ball dudes disrespecting the GOAT LeBron. But what are you gonna do, man? You know these old heads be hating on the boy, be hating on the king. What are you gonna do?
Hey, let me tell y'all something. All BS to the side. Let me say this. So, I surf through the comments, and it's a lot of casuals, as you young guys like to say. They just say the most outrageous, dumb shit. They don't use any cognitive thinking or critical thinking skills. They don't listen. So here's the thing, and I'm done with the Michael Jordan, LeBron thing because the world done spoke. MJ to go. At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. Use common sense. You guys went to school. This is very easy to do. 6-0, three-peating twice is better than 4-6. That's just that. Now, it's funny how people want to talk discount the championships when LeBron ain't gonna never beat Mike in championships or Kobe for that matter. It don't mean anything. Now they're team achievements. Fellas, I played professional sports. I played D1 football and professional football. Why do we play the game, Bam? What's the ultimate goal in playing the sport?
Always to hoist up the trophy at the end.
It's to win. It is to win. So you want to win in sports and you want to win in life. So we gotta get back to basic fundamentals. All these bullshit stats and we trying to recreate the wheel and we moving the goalposts. The object of basketball, people, is to put the little round ball in the goddamn basket. Period. Scoring. That's what it's about. So it's kind of funny how we discount the averaging 30 points throughout the regular season and 33 in the postseason. That's LeBron never done that, right? It's funny how we could discount that, but we're glazing 40,000 points because he's played 22 seasons. You should have more points. That's just with that same thinking. You're telling me that Emmitt Smith is top dog, the greatest running back you've ever seen in the NFL, right? And Emmitt Smith is a Hall of Famer and an all-time great. But there are other guys that a lot of people will mention before they mention the all-time rushing leader in the NFL. Yes or no?
Without a doubt. And I think, it's saying all that, fair point. Look, no, I don't think I would never diminish having 10 scoring titles, having, I believe, the highest scoring average of all time, 100%. Those are all great things. The thing with the rings thing is to look, if rings are the end all be all, then why isn't John Havlicek the GOAT? Why isn't Bill Russell your GOAT?
No,
and the reason why, but hold on, let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. So when I say the reason why they aren't the GOAT is because we have to use context, and we understand it. So John Havlicek isn't in that discussion because for a lot of those teams, one, he wasn't the best player on the court for a lot of those teams. He wasn't leading his team in multiple categories, right? The impact he had on the court wasn't at the level of guys like LeBron, Jordan, Shaq, Kobe. It just wasn't at that. But we understand, yes, he has 8 championships, right? He has more championships than Jordan, than Kobe, than LeBron, than Shaq, and all these guys, but he's not in that competition because we understand there's other things that come into play, right? The game of basketball, again, without a doubt, team sports, the goal is to win a championship. But after that, we also have to look at the context of it and understand, just like with Jordan, there's a reason why he never won his first 8 years in the league or 9 years in the league, because the team that he had wasn't good enough. He was great. Like when he got swept by the Celtics, he was the best player on the court. He was better than Larry. He was better than he was better than I'm going blank here on Larry's teammates, but he was better than every player on that court, right? And even though he was the best player on the court, he still lost because the team was worse. So we understand in sports, again, it is a team sport. So teammates around you have to do their job. Now, once Jordan had teammates elevate, right, and play as well as he needed them, because he started winning.
It was because of him. Here's the context, and this is it. These are facts. These are facts for those of us that were alive to watch it in real time, right? He was the reason those guys elevated their game. Scottie Pippen is a great player. Don't get it twisted, but he's always been Robin to Michael Jordan's Batman. Here's the problem I hate with these young YNs. All the players that LeBron played with, all of them. So you mean to tell me Scottie Pippen by himself is better than all of those guys LeBron played with combined? No. I'm saying, because this is the argument. They say shit out their ass that makes no common sense. Here's the deal. They drafted Scottie. Scottie was averaging how many points his first year? What, 7, 8 points a game?
He
wasn't doing nothing. He learned to be great because he was playing with the greatest player to ever play the game. That doesn't take away the greatness of Scottie Pippen. We're not shitting on Scottie. Scottie is phenomenal. What I'm simply saying, Jordan did more with less and in less time against in a tougher era. In a tougher era, I could show you 2 videos right now, and you can go get your best prime LeBron, and it won't even. This is poetry in motion I'm showing you. So I'm just saying, the young guys, and this is what I said from day one. The disrespect is crazy. Y'all act like Jordan played in the 60s. Nah, he played in the best era of basketball, which was the 90s, period. That was the best era of basketball. There will be another big body dude to run, and he's an all-time great player. We're not taking that away from him. People act like we're saying he trash. He just ain't better than MJ. Nothing about him is better than MJ. Because if you were that much of a great player, you'll have more than 4 championships. And this in 22 seasons, if you just that great, right? Because I guarantee you, if Mike played 22 seasons, he'll have more than 6. That is a guarantee. So y'all can take that shit to the bank. The bottom line is
to combat some of that.
The bottom line is this. Mike was that great. So the YouTube videos for the little young teeny boppers don't do it no justice, is what I'm saying. You had to see it. I saw it in real time. So I think my opinion is a fair assessment.
I went back and seen all his games. I watched all of his finals. I put in the work to watch it. And I hear what you're saying. But the also thing is, though, when you look at the help thing, right? The argument comes up with a lot of Jordan fans. They look at all the quote-unquote all-stars, Hall of Famers LeBron played with versus Michael Jordan, right? So they'll list off Shaq, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, all that. So a couple things here. One, when LeBron played with a Carmelo Anthony, a Shaq, a Russell Westbrook, they weren't at the peak of their peaks. They weren't at their Hall of Fame level. So hold on. It's disingenuous to say he's playing with a Hall of Fame talent when that guy is 35, 36, 37 years old, clearly past his prime. That's like saying, when Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Scottie Pippen played together. We understand those 3 were not in the prime of their careers playing together. It's very different, right?
That's not the point. That's the point.
No, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
You can't go team hop. Here's the thing. You can't even compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. That's not fair to LeBron. Because there's no way he's better than him on no planet.
I think Kareem and Jordan is the better debate, personally.
LeBron
is so far ahead of those two. Those 2 are in the debate for number 2. I'm with those 2 in the debate. Kareem and Jordan. That's a fun debate for who's number 2. LeBron, the gap between
LeBron ain't top 3.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm confused. In the NBA, in basketball, it's 5-on-5, correct?
Yes, it's a team
5
game.
on 5.
Exactly.
No. Listen, fuck all that team talk shit because now listen. No. Because you can't have it both ways. Listen, I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Then you won't say that. Motherfuckers love to say it's a team sport now, right? Which it is.
Yep.
Here's the deal. That man was so good. He by himself was so good. He 3-peated twice. He would, and watch this. Since we got to put it in context, he led. If Michael Jordan is not on the Bulls, they don't sniff a championship. We all know that. Let's keep it 100.
And if LeBron is not in those teams, they never sniff a championship.
It's not comparable because LeBron wasn't even the leading scorer of all those games. He wasn't. Who hit the winning shot? Didn't your boy Kyrie hit the winning shot?
And didn't Steve Kerr hit a winning shot? Didn't John?
Listen, you're missing it. Who was the leading scorer in every single game?
This is why I say this is why I say like where it's LeBron supporters get nasty because I'm in the middle of it. I think LeBron is a phenomenal athlete. When y'all get to talking about, oh, he better than Jordan, he better than guys like Kobe and stuff, it's like that's where y'all kind of miss me because even when he got swept versus the Spurs, Boobie Gibson and Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Drew Gooden, they all had notched 20 plus 30-point games, and LeBron came up short. I believe he had a game in there where he had like 18 points, and Boobie Gibson was the leading scorer with like 32. So people always love to go back at that 06. Oh, he had no help, but literally his help put in more work than he did, and he came up a lot smaller. Then on top of that, if y'all just want to go off the longevity game, LeBron is more comparable to Kareem than Jordan and Kobe because when y'all throw all of them 40,000 points up in there, the fact that he's only been a scorer, that he only won the scoring title twice.
Because LeBron's also top 5 in assists, what Jordan and Kobe can't do.
We don't. No. See, no. Stop. No. It's not what they can't do.
LeBron. And you're gonna bring up the season he averaged 8 assists in the season.
Listen, you moving it. Listen, can I ask a question?
Right.
When y'all talk about scoring, they always listen. I'm telling you, does this make sense? We talking about 40,000 points, right? That's y'all claim to fame with LeBron. Am I lying, Bam?
Yeah,
that's the claim to fame. Because you can't talk about championships because he ain't gonna touch Mike there. So you got to find something else. Okay, we go to the points.
Sure.
Okay, watch this. Since we got to put things in context, he's played 7 more years than Mike. So let's go back to year 15. So you'll take all of Mike's career because that's in context and add it up to that man's 15. You can Google it. It's MJ. So what are we talking about?
When you talk about points,
when you talk about points, this is better than. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to be 100% honest. I played pro sports, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say, and this is just me as a pro athlete, not a fan, not a casual. If I play my career, right, and I was a basketball player, right, every time I stepped on the floor, I averaged 30 points per game. Every time. Throughout my career, that's what it is, right? 30 points per game in a regular season. Every time I step on a basketball court, right? Then in the postseason, when the games matter more, see people who play pro sports, there's a preseason, there's a regular season, and then there's a postseason. They get progressively harder as you move through from the preseason through the regular season and the postseason. So that says what to common sense people that can understand simple shit? It gets harder. So that man, every time I step on the floor, I'm averaging 30 points per game. Then in the postseason, when it's the toughest of the toughest, I average 33 a game. I am the MVP. We never go to a game 7. I'm nipping it in the bud at 6. I'm the reason we're winning these games. And by the way, since we want to talk about, we go to points, breaking down the context. Who got more 50 and 60-point games?
Jordan.
Who got more 40-point games?
Jordan.
Okay, then. So what the fuck are we talking about?
All
Who got 10? I ain't finished.
Yeah.
I'm not finished. Who got 10 scoring titles?
Jordan.
Okay. So when we talk about the scoring part, to me, all what I just talked about trumps that shit because it took you 22 years to do that. And y'all shooting threes.
Right.
I could show you 2 videos where Jordan is knocking down threes in big games. So the narrative that he couldn't shoot threes,
he was a poor shooter.
Hold on, listen. He didn't have to. I'm gonna answer the question that I know you're gonna come with. Oh, his percentage and all this bullshit. He didn't have to shoot threes.
Yeah,
he could do whatever. He could do whatever he wanted on the basketball court. He had a bag. Then I can show you a video of Big Clumsy. No bag.
I can show you LeBron. That's no other lie about LeBron not having a bag. Go watch him in series against Detroit.
Listen, there's no planet.
3-point shots, attacking the rim.
There's no planet on no planet. Listen, on no planet. If I line up, watch this. If I you could take his best prime highlights and do a split screen with Michael Jordan. Any person that got a brain gonna see that motherfucker. The original 23 is he's better.
I mean, okay, so let's talk about common sense here too. You talk about scoring. Jordan, again, phenomenal. All-time leader in points per game in the playoff scoring. All-time leader in points per game in the regular season.
That's better than
but hold on, but LeBron is giving you 27 a night, right? Every year, 27 a night, right?
It ain't better than 30.
Hold on. Again, hold on. But guess what? But if we understand context and common sense, we understand basketball's about
25,
scoring the ball.
25
Hold on. But basketball is about scoring the ball. It's about rebounding the ball. It's about playmaking. It's about controlling the tempo and pace of the game. It's about impacting the game in so many other ways than just scoring. And we look at the totality of what's impact. You look at LeBron giving you 27, 7, and 7 every night, and at his peak, guarding all 5 positions. And we talk about dictating the pace and control of the game. Go watch 2015, how we slowed down the game when he needed to and sped it up when he needed to. Only
you're talking about moments to monuments, though. You talking about moments. We're talking about monuments.
I'm talking about whole career. I'm talking about whole career.
Those are moments. Listen.
27 and 20 years.
27 ain't better than 30.
Okay, but 27, 7, and 7.
I don't care about that. And he's winning the game. He three-peated twice.
That the Chicago.
You can't. No. There's nothing you can compare better than that. Nobody's ever done it before, and nobody's ever done it after.
And no one's ever done a 2018 one where he was carrying a J.R. Smith.
Oh my God! See y'all moving the goalpost. Nobody's done what MJ's done.
No one done what LeBron did in 2018. The greatest.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. This is gonna sum it up.
Hold on. When Love and Kyrie were hurt, he took Matthew Dellavedova and Tristan Thompson to the finals. No one in NBA history is taking that.
Did he win it? Did he win? Did he win?
He lost, but we understand context.
Okay, hush.
No. Time out. This is what I gotta say, Jay. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So in that finals, how come, since he can guard all positions of 1 through 5, how come LeBron didn't guard Curry then? How come he left the whole duty of guarding Curry to Matthew Dellavedova?
Because that's a matchup. I mean, that's a matchup. So he would have to, obviously, his size matchup, he's going to have to guard somebody else. Now, there's certain stints where he guards smaller guys, but no. Just like he guarded Tony Parker in the last play of the game, when he guarded Derrick Rose. There's instances where he guarded Steph Curry too. But obviously,
what happened when the Warriors got on that ass? Because I'm from Oakland. I'm a Warrior fan, by the way. What happened when KD went off in them last 7 8
when they had to call KD to say
ain't no cry. You can't have it both ways. That's crazy. Because he beat Curry him without KD.
When Kevin Love and Kyrie were hurt.
I don't care. You're making excuses. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. No, that's an excuse. No, I'm gonna put it in context. I'm asking you. Since he's the greatest player, listen, I'm asking you a simple question.
Because this is why I say you also nasty too, Jalen. The 80s was a way different NBA than what y'all, because this is why I say y'all be nasty, y'all associate today's NBA with the 80s back with the NBA back then. Jordan had in the beginning when Jordan first got there, it was like literally a bunch of cokeheads and alcoholics. They had like a real bad problem. Like they was drunk.
Why was he getting swept by them?
No. I'm talking about his team.
Because his team wasn't good enough.
His team.
So based on OG's argument, hold on. Based on OG's argument, Jordan in the 80s, when I say he got swept, I understand why he got swept because the context of his team and the situation. But when it comes to LeBron, when he used context of the situation, it's an excuse. So it's an excuse for Jordan losing the 80s. Is that an excuse?
Look, hold on. He's the greatest. Listen, he's the greatest player to ever play.
Why did he never?
All right, D-Mark, hold on one second. What I'm saying to you, what I'm saying, you're missing because you're being emotional with it. I'm not being. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts. You listen. You can't have it both ways. You can't talk. Here, watch this. You can't talk about 40,000. That's his claim to fame. Because
I didn't claim 40,000.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Maybe you didn't say this, but the majority of the young people, we see the comments, right, Bam? I'm telling you, the motherfuckers don't think. You move the goalpost for this guy, make excuses. We ain't making excuses. If that was the case, Jordan really only played 13 seasons. He had a broke foot. He did all some other shit. We don't care about that. 15 and 15, he clears him, period. Because that's context. You only can compare at the same time. Primes, their peaks. 15 years of pop, Michael Jordan.
You guys like longevity, so why are you saying that you only compare peaks?
Who said longevity?
Well, I'm saying
LeBron is the GOAT. Listen,
you're saying for other sports, you put guys up for longevity.
No, I don't. No, I've never done that. No, I've done that.
I think greatness.
I don't know. From what I've heard, that's what's
because I use the same analogy with Emmitt Smith. Did you?
Yeah,
You
that's
was
fine.
on. You was on that show when I ranked all my.
I
running
wasn't,
backs
but
ahead.
I heard it. I heard
So
it. And I
that
agree with what you're
longevity
saying.
shit don't mean nothing to me. The longevity means that's why Gale Sayers, he only played 6 seasons. The longevity don't mean nothing. We talk about impact. So here's the deal. At the end of the day, global icon, hasn't dribbled a basketball in over 20 years, still the most relevant basketball player of his day.
That doesn't matter about
Listen, you keep talking about it doesn't matter, but it does, because your fake ass GOAT wants that.
You don't even know who my GOAT is, Unc. You don't know who my GOAT is.
Would you? So who is it, LeBron?
It's MJ. But I think that we're being a little.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But no. I just want to get this point, and I'm gonna shut up, and I'm gonna let y'all have it. My point is this: LeBron wants that. How many interviews do y'all have to see of Hall of Famers? These are other grown-ass accomplished men that's on that level. How they talk about Michael Jordan, how they revere Michael Jordan.
Seen Reggie Miller talk about him?
I've seen all of them talk about him. And
you seen that Reggie Miller clip, though?
I have a Reggie Miller clip where he was just saying he's the coldest motherfucker I ever played against.
I know, it was like there was no hope for him. Like the way that he was saying it was like it was undeniable. Like he was just like, I tried everything possibly, but I just couldn't. There was nothing.
You talking about when he was on the show with
Stack and
Stack.
Yeah. It was a helpless. That's what I was trying to. It was helplessness.
Did you see how my man that played for Houston that went to University of Florida? I always forget his name. Mad Max.
Yes. I've seen him.
Yeah, he talk about him.
Yeah.
All these dudes.
It's the same shit.
All these great dudes talk about this guy in that regard. So that right there tells you. I played in the NFL and the CFL. I'm a football player. I can't tell you this. I can't tell you about the NBA because I didn't play in it, but I know other pro athletes. My point is this: when you are an athlete, your peers, you play for that shit. When your peers anoint you that, it is what it is. It ain't no arguing that.
But you're ignoring the peers that think LeBron's a GOAT. What about the NBA players that think LeBron's a GOAT?
He don't have he don't have more. And there's guys that play. Listen. You're not listening. It's proven. It's already proven.
It's not
so my point. It is proven because every fucking time we turn on social media, it's somebody talking about one of these great Hall of Fame dudes speaking about Michael Jordan like he was the best thing since sliced bread.
You're choosing to see what you see.
They played against him.
Jalen, let me go because I got a dip after him.
Huh?
I said I got a dip, but let me go after Mark because I got
Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson saying
Jason Kidd, Paul Pierce said he's the GOAT.
So I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever. At the end of the day, I'm telling you what my eyes saw. It's opinion based. You can argue. To me, that argument is trash as fuck. I'm not taking somebody who played forever, their cumulative point. Okay, that's great. He's the GOAT of longevity. Two things can be true at the same time. But we talking about the greatest player. Man, go put that motherfucking highlight reel on and look at it, man. It's not even close.
I think peak and longevity are both in the conversation, right? The peak of a player, I think, is very important, but also longevity. But hold on, especially you as a professional athlete, you understand what it takes, what your body goes through year in, year out, getting prepared for a season. So to kind of downplay LeBron, taking care of his body,
I'm not downplaying that.
That's but you downplay longevity. I understand what you're saying. You just value peak more. OG, I get it. You value peak more. You value peak more. And look, I think LeBron's peak is higher, but like I said, you think Jordan at his best is better than LeBron at his best. And I get that. That's what you value, and I 100% understand that, right? And to me, peak, 100% peak for peak. That's why I have Shaq so much on my list, because to me, Shaq's 3-year peak is top 5 all time. There's not 5 NBA players all time who have a better peak.
That's why Darrelle Revis gets put into those conversations, with the top 5, right? Am I right or wrong?
No, but greatness includes both, though, right? Being great for 15 years and 3 years is impressive.
Listen, you missing my point. The only reason Darrelle Revis is getting put in that conversation at the top 5, when you talk about prime, talking about Wood, C. Wood, Rod Wood, Darryl Green, Champ Bailey, Mel Blount, prime is number 1. Like,
because you could argue his peak's better than them.
Because his peak He only had like a 3-4 year run. Peak was just so outrageous. That's what you're left. That's what we're measuring this.
Why
shit
is prime to go? Prime time to go because he had a crazy peak, but also for a decade he was locked out. For a decade he was him.
But his peak is up there too, though. That's the thing,
that's
though.
What I'm saying, though. His peak is up there.
Wait, Jalen, hold on. Jalen. Wait, Jalen. Before we keep going back and forth, because I have to go. I just want to get on because this topic. I love this topic. But number one, I think talking about LeBron losing to Golden State and talking about Jordan losing to Boston are both moot points. And the reason why I say that is because, especially in the first time they played Golden State and when KD got there, there's no way that they were beating that team. Similar with MJ, you look at that Boston team, and everyone loves to talk about how Magic had Kareem. When that Boston team is one of the best teams ever, they had some of the deepest teams ever. They had 5 guys that were all-star level players.
Yep.
Okay, there's nothing you can do. Jordan was averaging 36.
100%, I agree. 100%.
Wait, Jen, hold on.
Best player on the court. Jordan was the best player on the court.
Right,
we all agree.
right. Jordan was averaging 36, 37 on good efficiency in those series, and they weren't winning because they just couldn't beat them. There just was nothing that he could do.
And I understand that because the team game and you need your teammates to play along. The problem is they don't use the same logic for LeBron. When Jordan loses, it's okay. But when LeBron does, it's all his fault.
No,
you can't have it both ways.
We're not doing that. What you're getting confused is what the people that say Jordan is the GOAT are saying he didn't go dick hop on other teams so he could win.
So again,
LeBron, no. I fit that. That's a.
He got his team was drafted. His team was drafted, right?
No. Stop. Jordan was the common denominator. He was with the Bulls. That right there kills it for a lot of people. And here's the problem people are having because he's a walking contradiction. Everybody has to have a supporting cast. That's because it is a team game. But it's funny how motherfuckers keep this. The only thing the YN gonna say, oh, well, he didn't win shit till Scottie Pippen got there. He made Scottie Pippen better. Scottie Pippen was averaging less than 10 points his first year in Chicago. He didn't come in the league killing shit. MJ was MJ day one stepping on the floor. He also won a natty.
Yeah, I think Scottie would have been.
Scottie still would have been.
Scottie would have been an all-star. Would he have been as good? I don't know, but I don't even care about that. I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I just don't like saying that type of stuff because I don't know what would happen. But for me, the reason why I have MJ as the GOAT, and before I preface this, I generally don't have a problem with people saying LeBron is the GOAT. I really don't. You're splitting hairs. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and get mad at you for saying that you think LeBron's better than him. That's just whatever. But the reason why I have Jordan as the GOAT is you could make an argument LeBron is a better all-around player. But when you start picking out how good they are at their games, it's really not that much of a difference. You've got Jordan, who had a 48-inch vertical, who could get to the rim on anybody. He could shoot the mid-range over anyway. It doesn't matter, Jalen, and I'll explain to you why it doesn't matter about it being disproven. Because when you watched him, there's a reason why they called him the Black Cat. Because when he was out there, it wasn't like just that he was dunking over people. Like, you see a guy like Shaedon Sharpe, when he dunks like that, he's gearing up. Jordan could do it off 1. He could do it off 2. He could do it without even gearing up. Like, go back and watch some of those dunks. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, LeBron, a great athlete in his own right. He's bigger.
LeBron at 6'8", 6'9", doing.
He's bigger. No, he's bigger. But what I'm saying is, Jordan was probably quicker. I wouldn't say faster, but he wasn't stronger. But I'm saying he was a top tier athlete at that time, the best athlete at that time. Number 2, when you talk about maximizing your peak, and this is something that I like. I don't like the Boobie Gibson, LeBron stuff because those teams were not good enough to win championships. They just weren't. Okay, if you want to talk about the Mavs series, I can have more of a discussion with you there because
he played bad. He played terrible.
Because they had it wasn't even that he played terrible. It was the fact that they were putting a lot of help defense on him, and he was just passing, and he didn't have a way to get buckets despite that. And I understand, like, look, MJ wasn't getting help defense called on him the same way that LeBron was, or it just was a different game back then. But Jordan's teams were great. Don't get me wrong. When he three-peated twice, they were great. They didn't have a lot of weaknesses. They're definitely the best teams in the league. But we saw 98 when he has the steal and then hits the game winner. Like, there's so many moments within those series that Jordan has pointed out, and we're not going to dispute the fact that he had bad series. He had that series against the Knicks where Scottie Pippen helped him, but that happens for everybody, right? But to me,
Jordan had the least amount of bad series. I'll give you that. Out of any,
but when you
the least amount of bad.
That's what I'm saying. But when you're talking about maximizing your window and maximizing your peak, there's nobody in the history of sports that's done it better than Jordan, bro.
What?
You're going to 6 straight finals, not going to a game 7, bro. And yeah, like, I don't know, like you could make an argument that those teams were better.
2-year break, and they came back, lost to Shaq in Orlando.
Not 6 straight, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But
6 straight.
But the whole team hopping thing, that's one thing I don't really agree with in terms of how people attack that, because not everyone is blessed to be in an organization that drafts or takes care of the athlete. We've seen that in every sport. We've seen athletes put into positions where their team doesn't optimize them to win. Not everyone can be a Tim Duncan who gets drafted to the Spurs and they do great. And again, with the Bulls, they did a great job building around Jordan. And yes, they took their time, but they did a great job. With LeBron, that first stint there, they did not do a good job. They did not optimize it. And one of the problem was he got too good too fast, and their draft picks were just not good. Right? They didn't optimize for Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, to me, Kevin Garnett is a better basketball player than Tim Duncan, but he was not optimized in Minnesota to showcase that's what people have Tim Duncan as greater. But Kevin Garnett is better at basketball.
How long was LeBron in Cleveland the first time?
Like 6 years.
7?
All right. How long was
he was in Cleveland 7 years?
How long was Michael Jordan with the Bulls until they got Scottie Pippen?
I think like 6 years. It's the same time because he was 27, 28 when they won it.
And guess what? And they never got someone at the level of Scottie Pippen in the first Cleveland.
No. So, but my point is, when you said context, he didn't leave to go do shit. He stayed there because that was his team. You got me a piece that had to be groomed into being a great player, and it worked out. That's what happened. So to me, when I really look at this shit just from a common sense point of view, it's not close. He's a top 5 player. Don't get me wrong. This is where I think some of the young people they have recency bias too, because they wasn't born. They didn't see the shit. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when you are the GOAT in basketball, one person can make a hell of a lot more difference than in football.
For sure.
So one person can take over a basketball game. Yeah, so my point is, in Michael's career, every time he stepped on the floor, he averaged 30 in the regular season. Then when it counted most, he averaged 33. And like my man said, which we already know, he never went to a game 7. He's the finals MVP. Without him, and here's the other thing.
It wasn't like he was getting bailed out either. Like he was he was the top scorer when
he was the reason for the winning, without a doubt. Just like LeBron was the reason for them making 10 straight finals.
That's GOAT shit. That's GOAT shit. And what I was alluding to earlier was he hasn't dribbled a basketball in 20 plus. He's still the most popular basketball on the planet Earth. And he's going to get paid $40 million to talk shit about basketball. That's how important Michael Jordan is to this game.
I think LeBron's more famous now at this point.
No, he's not.
Media, I think, especially with the younger. Again, I mean, because
maybe with the young guys, but see, guess what? The young motherfuckers that ain't never saw Michael Jordan play is wearing his shoes.
Yeah, so but a lot of old people just hate on him too. So it goes both ways. I think young guys hate on Jordan without understanding it. I think a lot of old heads hate on LeBron. Like it goes both ways.
But see, I wouldn't hate because I was a pro athlete, so I'm gonna give credit when credit is due. I said LeBron's an all-time great player. 2 things can be true at the same time. That's my favorite shit, right?
No doubt.
He's just not better than MJ. That's okay. I don't understand that. That's just like
that's like me thinking too. MJ's great. He's just not better than LeBron. We think the same. We just switched. We think the same.
That's okay.
That's 100%. The Kobe discussion, I think, is interesting though too.
Not an argument. I'm just saying I'm giving like real facts that support everything and common sense. That the average person here, I'll take it even further. The average person that don't even know shit about basketball, we can present information they will clearly see MJ's better.
See, I don't think the average
I think so because
the intricacies of basketball.
Bleacher Report just did it. So they
did it. Hold on, they said Jordan won by 1 vote.
Oh, whatever.
Obviously, it's a small sample.
Whatever.
It's a small sample.
At the end of the day, he's the greatest basketball.
So you agree Kobe's 11?
No.
Oh, but okay, so that's what I'm saying. So Bleacher Report.
No, but Michael Jordan. Come on, man. I saw a gazillion people think Michael Jordan is the top dog,
and a gazillion people think LeBron's the top.
No,
dog.
It's not more. No, it's young people.
No,
it don't matter. It don't matter. And look. Watch this. I'm not even gonna speak on it no more because I know.
LeBron to go.
No. I'm not. It's all good. I'm not gonna argue about it no more because it doesn't matter. When nobody's ever gonna say you're the LeBron James of golf. They've said this shit to other athletes and other pro sports. You're the Michael Jordan of this, the Michael Jordan of that. He is the greatest. And my man is right. Kobe is top 5. I think Kobe is go Michael Jordan, Kobe, then LeBron. In my opinion,
I got Kobe 5th. He's 5th in my top 5.
I'm saying those two guys. If I'm a GM, I'm taking those two guys. I'm taking Michael Jordan first pick every time, twice on Sunday.
Look, I think the top 10 is hard after MJ and LeBron for me, but I do think that the fact that they had Kobe under Steph Curry is insane, dude. Steph Curry is the most protected legend I've ever seen. Nobody talks about how he choked in the 2016 NBA Finals. Nobody talks about all of the moments in his career where he wasn't good. They only just bring up 2022 when he went on not a baby run. I mean, he was insane that finals run when they won. But like, dudes act like he was going up against like top dogs. Like, and also it's like the same dudes who will like to knock rings and all that stuff. They knock KD's rings. You'll never hear them knock Steph Curry the same exact rings. Okay, only because KD never won without Steph Curry. People want to talk about Durant needing to go down there when the reality was the Warriors were not taking any more from Cleveland if KD did not go over there. They weren't. They just weren't. They could not deal with LeBron when the Cavs were fully healthy against Golden State. They just couldn't deal with him. Yeah, they went up 3-1, and then they lost 4 straight games. LeBron had him figured out, and he was dominating on their ass. So that's my problem with the Kyrie. Steph Curry shit.
Too. Kyrie was pooping too. I will say though, after LeBron and Jordan, the list does become very fluid. So even though I have, let's say, Kobe at 5, if someone says they have Larry Bird over Kobe, I disagree, but it's not crazy. It's not crazy. So someone says they have Larry Bird, to me, it's like, hold on.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think that's more close of an argument.
Yeah, if someone has Shaq over Kobe, I'm like, yeah, I have Shaq over Kobe. I'm like, that's a good debate because I think Shaq is a top 3 peak all time, right? Hakeem, to me, guys, again, if you Magic, Larry, Kobe, Duncan, Hakeem, and if you want to throw in Wilt and Russell, even though I think they're in their own world and they need a specialist for themselves, it's really fluid with those guys. They're very interchangeable.
That's what I'm saying, and it's not because Kobe. It's not because Kobe's legacy is.
It's not interchangeable.
No. This is what I'm saying, though, Bama. Hold on. Before you get in your, I know you love Kobe, and I love Kobe too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Kobe hater, but when you look at Duncan, when you look at Olajuwon, when you look at all those guys, like, and there's more Magic, Larry, like those guys' legacies is incredible too. So it's not me knocking Kobe's legacy down from LeBron and MJ. It's just being honest and looking at. I would probably have him 5 to 7. I don't know exactly where, but I would probably have him over Magic though, and probably Bird. But actually, I probably have him top 5 though. But my point with Kobe is, like, when you have MJ at number 1 and Kobe at 11, what the fuck is the difference between them? What's that much of a difference between them as players? No. If you think MJ is the GOAT over LeBron, okay, and MJ has 6 rings, and Kobe, who is basically a carbon copy, just less athletic and maybe a little bit.
There's one reason why he's so much lower than those guys. There's one reason, and 100%, it always comes down to how you value Kobe's first 3 championships. Because the reason why, again, and I give Jordan so much credit for this, for his 6 championships, he has 6 Finals MVPs. He was a man for all 6, without a doubt. LeBron, his 4 championships, 4 Finals MVP. He was a man without a doubt. Kareem got 2 Finals MVPs. Kobe got 2 Finals MVPs. Duncan, out of his 5, has 3. He has 2 Finals MVPs, 2 or 3. I believe.
Yeah, but when people talk about those,
my bad. So when you look at championships, not all championships are built the same. Like Jordan's championships, those are his championships. LeBron's championships, those are his championships.
That's bullshit.
And again, look, I think Kobe was great with the first 3 with Shaq. Like, to me, he was underrated to get to the finals. He was dropping 30 a game without a doubt. But the problem is he did play with the Shaq who was at his peak, who, again, I think is the top.
Wait, that's
it kind of sucks for him that he did, because it does.
Yeah, I'm not. I know that's not exactly what you think, but that's bullshit, and I'll explain why. I gotta go, so let me just get this off. That's BS, and this is why I say that. Number one, we just said Jordan's teams when he won. And this is not knocking, because I still think he's the GOAT, but they were the best teams in the league. When you talk about as a whole, They had guys like Horace Grant. People forget about how good John Paxson was. John Paxson was a freaking dog, man.
In '98, it's
like
very questionable. He might have been that team because Scotty.
Yeah,
Scotty's
yes. But like when people talk about those Kobe's first 3 years, like Shaq averaged 34 and 12, whatever.
36 and 18 in the finals.
36 and 18.
36 and 18.
36 and 18. So yeah, that one finals, but there were also moments in those playoffs, those first 3 years, where Shaq gets into the hack Shaq shit. He stops being the same dominant guy because they literally can't give him the ball. And what happens is the spacing's completely screwed up now because Shaq's literally in there at the dunker spot just chilling without doing anything. Obviously, you can't leave him open because they could lob to him. But the whole thing is their offense when Shaq on the Hack-a-Shaq was Kobe get the ball and make something happen. That's what it was. And Kobe did that. And he did it at a high level. Not only that, he was their best point of attack defender on defense the whole time. So that's why it's just like, just because he had Shaq with him doesn't mean that you can't, like, to me, you can't knock, like, they three-peated. That's literally 100%. Never been done other than him and Jordan. Like, so it's just like to completely knock him because of that. And then also he won 2. And obviously his teams were good, but like besides Powell, I really didn't think those Lakers teams were like all that impressive.
Wait, but hold on. Those Lakers team, were they a better team than Orlando? Yes, the Dwight Howard Orlando team.
Yeah.
A better team than the old Celtics team.
Oh, you talking about the Orlando team that beat the Cavaliers? Oh, okay.
Yes, they did.
60 win Cavaliers.
And LeBron averaged 40 against them. Was it 40? Like 37 or 40 he averaged.
Oh, and also LeBron having great defense. He got torched by Hedo Turkoglu and Rashard Lewis.
Hey, Hedo was
talking about that too. Also talk about that too. Y'all say because when y'all talk about LeBron, y'all talk about he's just as good on the offensive end and you check 1 through 5. But when he played the Orlando Magic, he couldn't check 2 through 3.
But Jay, wait, hold on. Sorry, Uncle. Hold on. Jay, when you say
go ahead.
Jay, when you say that Celtics team was old, because the Orlando team I'll give you because they really didn't have much other than Dwight. But that, like, okay, yeah, they were a little bit older, but they were still good. And I will say KG got dominated by Powell that series.
Because of the injury. KG blew out his knee the year before, so he wasn't the same KG anymore.
Yeah, I understand that. In Game 7, he didn't have a good game, but especially when you look back at the first series, like Kobe had a great series against them when they lost against the Celtics. A great series. And they just, I mean, obviously he had a couple of bad games, but I was saying like people just get nasty when they talk about Kobe's career after the three-peat. Like he was choking. Like, yeah, he lost 3-1 one time, but he had to go up against crazy teams in the West with freaking Smush Parker and Kwame freaking Brown, all those bums, dude. It's like literally, like, that's what I'm saying.
I think Kobe has the greatest scoring season of all time.
But that's what I'm saying. I hate
it's the greatest scoring.
I truly hate when people bring up the fact that LeBron didn't win with those Cavs teams, but I also hate the fact that they bring up how Kobe didn't win with those garbage ass Laker teams for a minute there.
Well, anyone who brings that up is just an idiot. If you wanted to win with Smush Parker, if you wanted to win with shit, I can't even name a lot of other boys.
But that's what I'm saying. But you said and I'm not saying that you said this, but you brought up a good point when you said the Bleacher Report take is because people like to tax Kobe's first 3 rings, right? But like, if he had better teams with him in his prime, he would have won more chips. And so you wouldn't even been able to do that at that point, right? That's what I'm saying. Like the whole ring culture gets screwed up at times. Now, when you look at like Jordan and shit, it's a little bit different because the dude, it wasn't like he was getting carried. Like, yeah, he was on good teams and shit, but like he was the main one scorer. He was the top scorer and he was playing good defense the whole time. And it's obviously tough conversations, but that's all I got. I'll let y'all
the Kobe tax with the first 3. It only that conversation only happens when we're discussing top 5 comment. Like the margins are so thin that only comes up if I want a separator between him and Shaq. It's like, okay, Shaq has 3 finals every. Kobe has 2. Out of all the compliments you put, bang, 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 that could be the separator, right? When the margins are so close, you got to find something that's a separator.
It was a different game. So here's where I don't like the way they do Kobe, is because that was real basketball for the people that really played basketball. I ain't talking about these new booty motherfuckers. I'm talking about people who really grew up playing basketball. I played basketball until I was 15. AAU, all the shit. It was fundamentals. It wasn't this dribble. I shoot a bomb. That's not basketball. So my point is, you had a big man. You had big men, and it was harder. That's what I said. So to put shit in context, to watch Michael Jordan at 6'6", maybe 215, if that, do the shit he was doing, it don't matter what era. Remember we talked about this, man, when we talked about the football. It's certain dudes, no matter what era you put them in, they're going to dominate. And it's harder. It was harder for, here's the thing. It was one-on-one basketball. The zone shit easy. Michael Jordan would score 40 plus, and a prime Michael Jordan would do so much nasty shit in the NBA right now because don't nobody play no defense.
A prime Kobe, to me, a prime LeBron. People forget LeBron played in the start in the mid 2000s. People act like LeBron just started playing. Like LeBron plays a lot. People forget LeBron was getting hit up and elbowed in 2005, 6, and 7 when it was still physical too.
It wasn't the same though. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't the 90s, but the 90s weren't the 80s, and the 80s weren't the 70s.
I'm not even the 80s. Okay, even though that's my part of my.
You know how that goes. The more money comes in, the less physical sports get. You know that's in every sport, right? You know how that goes.
The 90s was the best illustration of basketball. I mean, I'm just saying.
Skill set wise, I'm not there because there's some guys.
Okay, so what are we? So I train athletes. I was an athlete. When we talk about skill set,
yep.
I mean, what are we talking about? You had Vince Carter. You had Tracy
McGrady, my guy. Yep.
You had Stevie Franchise. Like
100%.
There's so when we talk about athleticism.
Dude, like I said, Tracy, Vince were crazy athletes. To me, Vince could do everything. I've always said Vince could do everything Jordan and Kobe could do. It's just a mentality thing with him. He could do everything Jordan and Kobe could do.
There's a young guy from my hometown in Oakland, California. There's a bunch of them, but J.R. Ryder was nasty early.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Michael Redd was cooking in them days too. He was a crazy shooter too. There's a lot of dudes.
I hate the athleticism shit. I'm gonna say this. I think people just run with that. I don't think they truly know what it means. So for me, when we talk about athleticism, yes, there's more guys in 2025 that are running 4.3 per capita, as we like to say, right? There's more guys that are big dudes that can run fast today than it was 30, 40, 50 years ago. I'm going to say that because of guys like myself who are former players who train in these motherfuckers and shit like that. That's a given, but that don't necessarily make them better. So then we go to the other stat line. We talk about a guy. I put it in the group text, Bam, Jerry Rice. Dude, it's not even, it don't matter. The dude was 40-some years old going for 1,000 yards receiving, 1,200.
I heard he was wearing the sticky, Young. I heard he was wearing the sticky. Man, I don't tax him for that. People say that. I'm joking.
But Jalen, I try to tell people this. When y'all bring up that stick 'em argument, bro, it really show y'all never played.
I don't.
Because the gloves they have today is the exact same.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, I don't care what nobody says. So if you want to bring up Jerry Rice using stick 'em, well, all of these athletes today, the guys y'all claim better, need to take them weak ass gloves off then.
Look, I've always said
barehanded.
Bamba, we talked about this before too. The fact that Jerry Rice's records from the 80s and 90s still hold up today, when it's more of a passing game over the past decade and no one's even close to catching him, shows a lot. The fact that he still has all those records when every passing record's been broken, right? All top 10 QB throwing seasons have been in over the past decade, essentially, right? But the receiving record, like, I mean, he's gonna hold on to for a long time, and that means something.
So that goes against some people in the chat, some dummies. They don't have comprehension skills. Everything evolves, so the world evolves and gets better, but basketball, right? Dude, just it don't make it better. So we could use this example. I think Randy Moss, Megatron, T.O. There's hella dudes that are more physically gifted. They're more physically gifted than Jerry Rice. Wouldn't you venture to say?
100%. Yeah.
They're not even close. So that should tell you something. So when people say 6'8", 260, that don't mean shit.
Wait, but whose peak is higher? Whose peak is higher?
I don't know because I got a guy who played. He began his career and basically I'll say this: Jerry Rice was a first ballot Hall of Famer if he would have retired after the 49ers shit.
Jerry Rice is LeBron's comp. That's what I say. Like his career is very LeBron-esque. You talk about the longevity, the peak of it. It's very LeBron-esque. Him going from teams.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's Michael Jordan shit. He blew his knee out. Right? Before that, he was a first ballot Hall of Famer, brother.
I hear you. No, 100%.
He didn't need to go to the Raiders. He didn't need to go to Seattle and Denver to do that shit. He was putting up 1,200 at 38, 39 years old with the Raiders, going to the Pro Bowl. But my point is, before he even left San Francisco, he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's what I'm saying. Now, mind you, I said this before on the show. They were playing a lot of 21 personnel. That's a fullback, a tailback, and an inline blocking tight end. There wasn't the Shannon Sharp shit wasn't exploded all over the league yet. It was you block first, then you would get passes here and there. But your ass was another lineman who could get out in the passing tree. That's what 21 personnel mean. That man put up them numbers in that type of offense. That's crazy.
That is no doubt.
He transcended. Also, this is why Gale Sayers is in the Hall of Fame. He transcended the position to what we see today, to what we see with the 5 wide, 4 out, 3 out, because he was so prolific. It was like, hey, bro, let me throw some more cats. Let me see if we can get some more. Like, what more can we get up out of this? Because when you got the fullback out there, you Dante know this. He'll coach too. When you got the fullback out there, your playbook only goes so far with the fullback and tailback and tight end attached to the offensive line. You only can call so many plays. But the fact that you got a Jerry Rice, I could just dump this shit over here, throw a slant here, you take it 60, whatever the case may be, that makes your offense look a lot better than what it really is. But that speaks to the greatness of who Jerry Rice is, right? Yeah. So now we bring in guys like Calvin Johnson who can go for 4 out. You know what I mean? We can bring up all these other receivers where we could throw multiple, and Dante noticed, we could throw multiple decoys out here and figure out a way to isolate this guy on the linebacker, isolate this guy on the safety. Jerry didn't have that. I'm going to line up, base 21 personnel, and I'm finna go ahead and dog it for 220 yards.
Damn. The cat playing opposite of him wasn't no slouch either. John Taylor was a motherfucker. But to my point, it wasn't today they're throwing the ball 75% of the time. So guys stats. So what I said earlier, the game, a lot of people shoot 3-pointers. You know these shots that these guys are shooting today were looked at as bad shots back then. Why? When we got a big man and we're going to play fundamental basketball, we're going to pass, work the offense, and then we're going to score. That's basketball. So that's why I don't give all that credit to these accumulated stats in today's game because of that. That's why I go to peak. So that 15 and that 15 is more of a conversation, is what I'm telling you. And then you could nitpick and move the goalposts all you want. But that's the standard. If I got a guy, if I did something for 10 years and Bam did it for, 10 years, isn't that a fair comparison? Or if I did it for 15 and he did it for 10, okay, well, take my 10 against your 10. But
the reason I hear that, but the reason why a lot of people, let's say, have Randy Moss over Jerry Rice is a peak thing. Because again, Jerry has a longevity side without a doubt. And again, I think it's very close. I really don't know who peaked higher. Maybe Andrew, but I'm saying people think Randy Moss for a 3-year stretch, you take his peak 3 versus Jerry's peak 3. People say Randy, I test not just stats. I test, route running and stats, put them together. A lot of people
he's not better in route running. Stop it.
I think Jerry, but I'm just saying a lot of people, you know this, a lot of people have as a peak, Bama, who peaked higher? Maybe Randy or Jerry.
This is what I try to tell people, bro. I love my young folks, bro. I'm not finna debate nobody talking about receiver and Jerry Rice. Randy Moss is arguably not even better than Terrell Owens. And you talking about going 2 notches above T.O. to Jerry Rice. Like, listen here. I'm finna use a Dante right here. 2 things can be true. Mm-hmm. Is Randy Moss great? Yes, he is. Does he get a seat at the table? Yes, he does. But when we talk about the guest of honor, who we coming up here talking about who this party is really for, it's Jerry Rice, bro. Like it's Jerry Rice.
I hear you.
We're here. This function is for Jerry Rice. Now you have to be a certain level of guy to get in, to have the cover fee to get in the club. Hey, it is an accomplishment to get up in this club in general. There's not too many guys in this club right now. But when you talking about this, he damn near built the club. You can't tell me the guy that built the club, a guy that just got into the club. Like Randy Moss had his career already. He had his career. Really what he was a hell of a deep threat. Throw it up. I can jump on you. I'm going to moss you. When we talk about everything, the whole caveat receiver, route running, catching,
And
just everything, just IQ, knack for the game. Nothing succeeds Jerry Rice. That's why I said with T.O., Randy isn't better than T.O. because the things what Randy is great at on the complementary side, T.O. is greater than Randy Moss is a deep threat. T.O. is arguably the greatest possession receiver we've ever seen. You get the ball in T.O. hands, it is ridiculous. And then another thing I can say this too, a lot of times after T.O. left San Francisco, every other team he went to, those quarterbacks got way better. Those quarterbacks notched their best.
And the quarterbacks he left
Donovan
got worse.
McNabb,
Quarterbacks he left got worse.
Right, exactly. Donovan McNabb, a lot of people like that had their best.
Jeff Garcia, Tony Romo.
Yes, they had their best years with Terrell Owens, and then when he leaves, their numbers drop drastically. So it's like I can look at that now. Of course, Randy Moss was a part of one of the greatest offenses of all time. I won't take that from him. But Steve, when we was on Open Field Podcast, shout out my dog Steve Nelson, man. He played in the league. He gave a whole caveat of why Randy Moss put up those numbers in the Patriots offense, because the Patriots offense is very dink and dunk, right? Yeah. And you have to respect that because they're so effective at doing that. So when we play defense and we got to come up, Dante, when we got to bring the safeties up because you're killing us with these 5-yard outs and drags and stuff. Now you got somebody running a 4-2, running slap past you, is put so much pressure on the offense because what we have to respect, right? We got to respect the run game and Tom Brady dissecting everything across the middle and the outsides. So now we got him running past everybody. So of course he's going to notch 23 touchdowns because it was just a perfect situation. He complemented so much to what that team could do. You see what I'm saying? So
I think you needed Tom Brady finally got a true number one.
Yeah.
So dog, like I said, facts are facts, man. You can't. It's certain shit you just gotta accept. Like he's an all-time great. He's at that table, like the Deion, the Rod Wilson, Charles Wilson, Chad Bailey, Darrell Green, and Darrell Revis is in that conversation too.
And I'm like D. Marsh, just because you're more athletic than me, don't mean you're better than me.
That don't mean you
100%. Yeah, it's not just that.
Better than
it helps.
Me
It can help. Yeah, look, if you have the fundamentals and the athleticism, it just takes again. To me, that's why. To me, for my eye test, Calvin Johnson's the go. To me, my eye test, what I see Calvin Johnson do. Same with the Barry Sanders. That keeps consistent. The same reason why I think Barry Sanders is the GOAT is the same reason why I think Calvin Johnson is the GOAT.
Well, some of y'all never watched Walter Payton in real time.
Yeah, that's why I think
I got to see a couple highlights. That's true.
Let me ask y'all this, and this is who I want to go to you, Marsh, first. Cam Newton has some strong comments. I don't know a lot of people, unless you've been up under a rock. There's been a lot of Jalen Hurts slander. I don't know why, but everybody's kind of been, for me, I feel like they've been upset because he plays on a good team and they're winning. But I thought the ultimate end goal was to win. But Cam Newton had some strong words for him. Didn't put him in his top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. He was saying basically the situation that he's in, they win games spite of him, not because of him. And he was saying that I know it's a team game, but when you got Saquon, you got an offensive line, you got Smitty, you got AJ Brown, you got the defense who can't win in a situation like that. I just want to talk to y'all and speak on the game manager, game changer. How do y'all feel? How do we feel about Jalen Hurts and, the situation that he's in? Is he a good quarterback? Is he not? Do you think other quarterbacks could succeed in that situation? I just want to hear what y'all got to say about it. Dante, especially you, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I think here's the problem with with social media and people with platforms. Y'all move too fast now. You ever heard of the people want an encore? In order to be great, what necessitates, or what is the standard, or what is the reason, or how can something be great? It has to be done consistently, right? He's won a Super Bowl. Great. What is he gonna do this year? What is he gonna do the year after that? I'm looking at a 3 to 5 year window. Those are around about what you're gonna see in the terms of athletics of just how good a guy is, because he could get injured. Saquon could get injured. They can have bad O-line play. They can have injuries. A lot of things can take place. A lot of different variables, because once again, football is 11 on 11. So it's more of a team game. You need more guys to be successful in the football game than you do in a basketball game. So for me, I think Jalen Hurts is good. Is he in the elite? Is he in the conversation for elite level quarterbacks? I don't think so. I think, him and Brock Purdy is about, and people gonna get mad at me for that, but I think, it's a great system in San Francisco. I take nothing away from Brock Purdy. I think he does phenomenal for that team. I don't think he is a guy that could go somewhere else and be a star quarterback. Two things can be true at the same time. Certain guys playing great systems. I mean, great guys playing great systems. Great guys playing weak systems. I mean, I think with the Philadelphia Eagles, everything went right. I won 2 championships. I've been to 3, and I won 2. It took 11 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Over 11 years to win 2 of them, and I went to 3. So that'll just put things into perspective how out of a 12-year football career, I've been to 3 championships and won 2. So it's hard as hell to get there, but it's even harder to win. So, can he do it again? It's going to be what he's going to be judged on. I mean, I think he's going to kind of fall into that Russell Wilson type deal where, if everything is aligned right, he could be a hellified quarterback. I mean, nobody in the NFL is trash, bro. You make it to the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, the CFL, you got to be good. You got to be the part of the 1%. So, a lot of people that's casuals and fans ain't never laced them up. They don't know. They just be talking. So I know how hard that stuff is. I know how hard it is to prepare and compete and win. So to answer your question, I think Jalen Hurts is cool. I just don't think he's in that conversation. Now, what'd be crazy, Bam, is when you start putting guys like Josh Allen, you start putting guys like my man in Cincinnati, Burrow, you start putting these other guys ahead of him that got no chips. Now, that's going to be the argument for the people because this man is, he just won the Super Bowl. So it's just, I don't know. It's opinion, man. It's all opinion based. It's kind of what you want, I think.
So you guys know, remember how the NFL does like the NFL 100 and the players vote who the best player is? They do it every year. So if you go back and you remember like the early 2000s, right? When Brady was winning those chips, when they had their run with the Patriots, people got to forget, quarterbacks ahead of him, the entire league thought Peyton Manning was better. They put Matt Hasselbeck as better. He was in conversation with Trent Green, Mark Bulger, like guys who were kind of that because all these players were kind of like, wait, he's winning these Super Bowls, but they kind of understood that defense, what he was doing for that team. And I think with Jalen Hurts, it's kind of the same way right now where he's been put in a position to succeed and has so much around him. While some of these other guys, I feel like players, again, while playing against them too, and that's a big thing, especially March, you should know this too. When you're on the court, when you're on the field, playing against the quarterback, there's difference between guys, right? You could probably tell there's probably quarterbacks who you played against that have won versus guys who haven't, but it was a lot more difficult playing with some of these guys who haven't because of the way they see the game, the way they move the ball, whatever. So I think with Jalen Hurts, it just comes down to players right now don't fully respect him as a truly elite guy. Again, like a Josh, because I do think it's probably hard to play against a Josh Allen, a Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar, like guys in that category. I do think, again, when I see them, they are at another level. And no hate toward Jalen Hurts. I think he's doing what he needs to do right now. But there's going to come a time when the Eagles aren't as good, just like with Brady. There came a time when the Patriots weren't as good as they were in those defenses, and he had to step up, and he became that guy. Maybe Jalen Hurts takes that step. Maybe he does. Obviously not as good as Brady, but if he takes that step to the next level to be elite, maybe. But until then, I mean, I think the league kind of has it right.
Eagle Nation, that's not true. It's always about winning the ring, bro. It's always important. I don't know if you've been watching the show today from the beginning, but it is about let's be honest. We play the games to win, right? Right? We play the games to win. So at the end of the day, you gotta win. I don't care. We don't care about none of that shit. At the end of the day, you gotta win. Like when we start playing sports in elementary, throw it up, tackle, baseball, whatever, we're trying to win because you want to win at that sport and you're trying to win at life. I get irritated with this generation with this participation trophy shit.
Yeah.
It ain't no, okay, I went 9 times and I only won 3. You're a loser. I'll congratulate you on your wins, but I'm not. Are we supposed to get happy about because you made it to the game? Like you was a participant? No, we played the game to win. So I think this whole ring culture, like you can't, dog. That's what this shit is about. At the end of the day, it ain't about nothing else. It's about winning the rings. And to that point, Tom Brady was so great. I'm from Oakland. So me growing up in the 80s and the 90s, I hated the 49ers, right? But you got to respect them. I thought Joe Montana was the greatest quarterback since forever until Brady won, 6, 7 Super Bowls. That's just what it is. You see how he went more, but he won more too.
You thought he was better than Dan Marino? Because you know a lot of guys from the era to this day still think Dan Marino is better than Montana.
Dan Marino, but see, okay, so we got to put stuff in context. You're talking about physical attributes and can do all the shit and throw for all the yards. Dan Marino is hard to beat, buddy. And Bam will agree with me on this. Now, did he have all the things that some of these other quarterbacks had? You get what I'm saying? So we could always, just because you don't, but okay, let me make this point. Just because you don't win a ring don't necessarily make you not. That doesn't negate your greatness. Because Jim Kelly, the Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
I think making 4 straight Super Bowls is more impressive than winning one. I think making 4 to me is more.
Really, Jim Kelly's greatness was he was the originator of the spread offense too. Yeah. That's where he gets a lot of stop added to him as well, and why you can't disrespect. Well, I know YNs can disrespect anybody because they don't know shit about the history before 2010, Dante. But people that really are students of the game, and this is what I had to tell my uncles when we was talking about. I was like, I'm a student of the game. I don't necessarily have to be in that era to go back and be like, okay, let me see what these dudes in the 60s was on. Let me see what these dudes in the 70s was on. Let me see what these dudes in the 80s was on. But when you are a student of the game, you appreciate your Jim Kellys, you appreciate your Dan Marinos, you appreciate those guys that necessarily wasn't able to get it done, but it's a lot more context to why they couldn't get it done. Because, like you said, it was a team game. And Dante, you was a phenomenal fucking football player, bro. The fact that you only made it 3 times, granted you won 2, but that just show you how tough it is to get to a championship. You know what I mean? I know that's why I always tell people, I know they just get up here and we just talk, we talking about Jordan and stuff, but y'all better go watch this man highlight tape. He was a hell of a football player. You know what I mean? He wasn't no fucking slouch. And there wouldn't be a lot of cats in California going to train with him if he was, you know what I mean? So the fact that he was only able to go to 3 should let you know just how hard winning a championship really is, you know what I mean? And that's why, you know, I got a lot more respect for Jalen Hurts. Now, granted, I do feel, Dante, do it once, you got to do it again. You know what I mean? Especially when we talk about quarterbacks. When we talk about quarterbacks, grading quarterbacks, greatness of quarterbacks, I want to see how many times can you do it, because right now we're in the chat GPT microwave culture. Oh, we only do it one time. Now this dude better than Tom Brady. Or, you know, this dude better than Walter Payton just because, you know, he had a good season. And like what Dante said, you can have one good season and then suffer an injury, and then we literally gonna only have to remember you for that season. You see what I'm saying? Because these guys are so fairly early in their careers when we start anointing them as the greatest this and the greatest that and all of this. Like, you gotta remember
when people were ready to put Ezekiel Elliott in the top 5, top 10 all time after his start? People were ready.
Bro, he fell off Mount Kilimanjaro.
It was crazy.
So that's my point, Bam. That's my conversation more so than arguing. I don't argue, I debate. A debater comes with facts and he tells the receipts, right? That's what a debater does. I'm not here to argue and be disrespectful. I'm just educating. I'm telling you how it was for me. I'm only 46, but if my father would have told me about Dr. J, which he did, and I'm a kid watching Michael Jordan come into the league and turn into the greatest thing basketball ever seen, I didn't say Dr. J can't mess with him. You know what I did? Okay, Daddy, we got some VHS tapes because there wasn't no internet back then, so you couldn't just Google shit, right? I watched Dr. J. I like Dr. J was Himothy. You see how the difference is with the generations, because they never seen it and they don't care. They don't care about history in school. That's why they don't know shit. So a guy like me is here to educate. I'm not here to argue and be disrespectful and call people goofy and all this weird ass shit. So FYI, when we post our podcast, if you get in the comments and you disrespectful, I'm blocking your ass. Just like that, because I don't have time to argue with a disrespectful person. I click on their profile and they look the way they look and they got 2 people follow them and they ain't got no post. And they just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hey, man, I said what I said. If you don't like it, you can go create your own podcast and you can argue all day on your page. We just kicking facts and we talking shit, and we're gonna start turning this into some more educational pieces by having certain kind of guests come on here and really talk ball, life, and other things. I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing: everybody got an opinion. I'm not gonna get overly emotional. I just kick facts, like I said. LeBron is an all-time great player. I never said he was trash. Nobody's saying that. He's one of the top 5. He is. That's what it is. Okay. I just don't think he's better than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And it's okay for me to have that opinion because I saw both and I'm taking all the information, right? So I'm a social major. So we do field tests, we collect data, right? And then I look at all the data that I've collected over my 46 years of my life. And I think this guy is better. That doesn't slight the other guy. So I mean, I think we live in an era, like you said, Bam, just like they was talking about Ant-Man. Oh, he gonna be the man. Get the what? Come on, dog.
SGA is already better than Pete Kobe Bryant. He's touching
like
Pete Jordan. People are talking crazy.
But that's just like them kids at Cam Newton's 7-on-7 being disrespectful. You see how stupid you are? That man won a Heisman. He won a Natty. He was a first-round draft pick. He was a league NFL MVP. He got a bag. How can you say anything to him? And you a little young punk 9th, 10th grader. You see the craziness that's going on
They
in the
never
world.
saw him at Auburn. Like, we're talking about the greatest college season ever.
That's my point. That is my main. Thank you, brother. That's my point. If you never saw it, shut the fuck up. Cause your opinion don't count to me. Like when we talk music and sports. If you born past 95, I can't. I'm not having a conversation with you because you don't know shit.
Bro, when people tell me Taylor Swift and Beyonce are bigger than Michael Jackson, I don't even talk to them. I don't even want to respond to you. Respectfully, I don't even want to have a conversation with you. I've always said Michael Jackson's the most famous person to ever live on planet Earth. His music, like I'm talking, my grandparents grew up in a small village in Sri Lanka and knew Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, it's different. There's levels and difference, but continue on, OG. Continue on.
I had the Thriller jacket and I had a glove. But to your point, Bam, I think Jalen Hurts is a real good player. I think if they can keep that thing together, he got an opportunity. I just think with free agency and everybody trying to get a bag, and in today's society, how things go, you just not going to be able to. It's going to be hard to dethrone them Chiefs and keep them out of getting to that game, for too long. As long, because right now there's elite class of quarterbacks, but I don't think it's the same level as the guys like Brady, Peyton, Breeze. You know what I'm saying? Because remember we had that Montana, Aikman, Favre. Then we went to Brady, Peyton, Breeze. Like you had John Elway back then. Like them was some elite quarterbacks back then, the 80s and 90s, and then it segued into that. I don't see the same caliber of skill in terms of okay, you got less than a minute, drive the length of the field and win the game.
You don't think Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow could be a big three?
Mahomes, I'll give you that. Yeah. Lamar
already getting he could play.
Lamar is 50-50.
Play with them guys.
Because when Marsh bring up that point of what he talking about, 1 minute left.
Yeah.
Get me the pay dirt. You know what I mean? Outside of Patty, it gets shaky with the rest of those guys. And I'm talking about Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen. It kind of do really get shaky with them when you put it in the context of what Dante's saying. I want people to understand this. I know people, oh my God, I can't believe you said this. We literally talking about 60 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down 4 points. Go get me a touchdown. Or I'm down 2 points. Go get me a field goal. It's kind of shaky outside of Patrick Mahomes.
People said that about Drew Brees for the longest time too. Like, it took Drew Brees a little while. You know what I mean? Like it took
Drew Brees got hold a lot of times. That was the worst no call in the history of sports, bro. Like,
I'm with you.
He
Bountygate, they did them wrong for Bountygate because how can you tax somebody for putting an incentive for you to play? It's not like I'm cheating. I'm just saying, hey, Marsh, if you go out here and get a good hit on Jalen, I got $1,000 extra for you this game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a part of the game. I feel like, yeah, it's just
now what you could do, that's illegal when you're talking about the team doing it. But if we as a team, as the players, because like during my 11-year career in this Canadian Football League, we used to have a pot for interceptions returned for touchdowns. It was 2006. I don't know if it was October. It was a nice day in Calgary, Alberta. Henry Burris, shout out to Hank, Hall of Fame QB up there. I picked Hank off a few times on a few different teams he played on. And Hank was a guy that, played with the Bears a little bit. He was a pretty good arm talent. Like, he's a guy that could throw for 500 or throw 5 interceptions. He was one of those. Like, he believed in his arm. So I pick him off. This is 2006, 63-yard touchdown. I crib it. I won $1,600 on top of my game check and the per diem.
Hey,
so I had some bands. So in that sense, the players, I'm just saying, the players amongst themselves, but no, not as a team incentive. I do think that violates collective bargaining agreement, because then it turns into trying to hurt someone.
Right.
Yeah, you get in, you mess with the nature of the game, and I just to what me and you talking about. I think Pat Mahomes is clear cut one of those guys that could do that, and he's done it. I don't think the other guys, not saying they haven't done it or they can't do it, but they ain't consistently doing it. I don't think yet. Does that make sense? I think
Burrow's been hurt. Yeah, Burrow's been hurt a little bit.
I think they're hella talented, but they still haven't met that expectation of going from the Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Steve Young. Then you get to the Bradys and the Breezes and I forgot about Brett.
Yeah, Brett Favre. Yeah.
So now it's like 2 or 3, and then it's like I don't know.
Allen got a bit of Favre in him. He's a bit of a slinger. He really takes his risks.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they haven't done it yet.
I hear you.
I'm not saying they can't do it, because they got the ability. I like Jordan Love. I like CJ Stroud. I like Jaden Daniels. Like, there's some young guys in this game right now that's I think got huge upside. And I mean, Lamar is gonna be what Lamar is gonna be. That's just hard to deal with, But talking about him, does his legacy get tarnished if he doesn't win a Super Bowl? I don't think so. I think when it's all said and done, he's still a hell of a football player, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, the rings do matter in all sports. They do. That's the reason we playing these motherfuckers. That's just what it is. However, 2 things can be true at the same time. You still can be a Hall of Fame great player minus the ring. Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, that's a thing.
Do you guys think, you heard the word legacy talk? Do you guys think I was going back and forth with this too lately? Does Brett Favre's name just carry more weight than what he actually did? Because looking back at what he did, I'm looking at his playoff performances, even the regular seasons. Brett Favre, again, good quarterback, great quarterback, but I feel like his name carries more weight than what he actually did. I mean, didn't won Super Bowl very early, didn't even get back to a Super Bowl after that. That's kind of wild. Playing that long, not even getting back to one. Had some good Green Bay teams. Like, it wasn't a situation where he had some bad. He had some great opportunities, and he threw the picks late in the game. And that was Brett Favre's kind of thing, right? Throwing picks late in the game, costing his team. So, and I feel like sometimes that's forgotten.
So are you saying, no, it's not forgotten. It's he was really that good.
No, it was. Yeah.
I think this is the problem I have with the new generation. It's the recency bias shit. Recency bias. That's what it is. Here's the problem, and I think I finally figured it out, man. We gotta stop everybody's not a statistician. You're not. I'm like, you're not. I heard a young boy on TikTok. He doing lives. He's cooking LeBron fans because he's breaking down. I'm gonna get him on here because the way he breaks this shit down is just so lame and dummy terms. And he said, "Do you agree that this, you know?" And Jordan has higher than LeBron. So it was real simple to break down the most important shit, right? I think what we do with this social media era, everybody's an ESPN anchor. And you don't people look at numbers on a sheet. They don't watch it. They never seen these guys play. That's why they could just, oh man, he was trash. You didn't watch it. Go back. Because the youngsters don't like to do homework, Jalen. I'm a teacher. They don't do homework. It's too much for them. If
YouTube highlights. They just watch the YouTube highlights, go on Basketball Reference, Football Reference, call it a day.
That does it no justice, bro. That's what I'm saying. So just like the whole argument with Bo Jackson, if you was really there, you wouldn't say some of the shit you're saying because you would know what I'm talking. The motherfucker running motherfuckers over and don't break stride and then outrun the secondary at 6'1", 230. He's probably then somebody arguing me about, Saquon's a better hurdler. Bo Jackson was an Olympic level athlete. What are we talking about? Because he didn't hurdle a lot in the game. You think that's enough evidence for you to make that claim? Are you on drugs? So this is the craziness that goes on, and that's why.
And then a lot of people don't even know. Not in the NFL, but college and high school, it was illegal to hurdle people in football. Like, so they're not just finna think of that to do that. Like, oh, I'm gonna hurdle you. Like, that shit was outlawed. Like, it's a lot of shit that wasn't allowed to do in football that wouldn't allow these guys to think of this in that time. But if you really knew who Bo Jackson was, to think that he wouldn't be a good hurdler, you smoking crack. Like, you smoking crack. I don't think people understand, like, unless you took physical education, which that's what I got my degree in, to run through another human being and not break stride.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think people understand how ridiculous that is, bro. Like this is another human not trying to let you run through him. You know what I mean? Like, on average, you know, I'm a bruiser too. When you run through somebody, your speed slow down. You might have to hit a stiff arm to get your speed back. To run through another man, another soul, and to just like he's not there, bro. I can't say if somebody says, "Oh, Bo Jackson is nothing." I don't think Bo Jackson can or can't do. Like you seen it.
Bo Jackson as a total athlete, what he did in multiple sports, and like it's crazy. Right. People literally call him, you know, the most gifted athlete ever. Right. So
him in prime are arguably. You know, Jim Brown also was played lacrosse at Syracuse, so he's in there.
He led in all four sports, right? That's what I read in college. Yeah.
And you know, so people just dumb. They didn't see it, so they dismiss it. So that's concerning because you know they are taking Black history out of school, like curriculum. They're taking.
I saw that bill in Texas. Yeah, I saw that clip in.
If you take it out, these kids don't care. They don't know. That's alarming. So that's why y'all may see me get a little more irritated when we talking about sports and the history of it, because that's dumb on your part. I played the game, right? I did research on these guys and I learned because I loved what I was doing and I wanted to know so much more about it. How can you not care? And that is the problem. So all this I hate it, dog. But it's okay because everybody has their opinion. At the end of the day, you know, we're talking about Mount Rushmores when we talk about GOATs.
No doubt.
So when for all of my life, the Mount Rushmore, it's been tweaked a little bit. But you had Michael Jordan, you had Wayne Gretzky. I mean, Tiger, you know what
Tiger Woods. Some people, I've always said Tiger Woods at his peak, the greatest, the most dominant athlete I've ever seen. People don't understand at his peak how much better he was than everybody else. Different. It's different. I don't want to hear nobody compared to him at his peak.
Name Jack Nicklaus. Is that
Nicklaus? He has 18 majors. Tiger has 15. But Tiger at his peak, we're talking about scoring averages, wins.
Right.
Yeah.
But but that's an argument, right? So I'm just saying for the Mount Rushmore of sports, right? And there's been other guys playing hockey, but Wayne Gretzky is
Wade's numbers crazy. Wade's numbers go crazy.
The Michael Jordan of hockey. That's kind of
that's what it was. That's what I'm saying.
MJ. Get what I'm saying?
So, Babe Ruth got to go though. Babe Ruth does not show Ohtani.
No.
Not Willie Mays. Babe Ruth got to go. He was in there for a lot of years for a lot of people. Babe Ruth has a mythical.
Hold on, Babe tough now. Hey, chill out. Babe
tough, but he ain't no Ohtani. He's not Willie Mays. He's not even Barry at his feet, man.
We all know why he was in there for so long.
That's a different conversation now. I hear you.
Before we get up out of here, I got one fun game I want to play, man. I want to keep doing this until the season start roll around. Pick the 2 best players, running back edition. We got Jamal Charles, Chris Johnson, Town Business, Marshawn Lynch, LaShawn McCoy, another Town legend, Maurice Jones-Drew, and Steven Jackson.
Oh, you
pick the 2 best running backs. So I'm gonna go first because, like I said, I am a running back fiend. If my 2 running back, I don't care. These my running backs. I don't care what the comments got to say. My best 2 would be Chris Johnson and Maurice Jones-Drew. Those would be my 2 best running backs off this list right here. I'm a very big Maurice Jones-Drew fan since he was at De La Salle. Ran a 10-2 and 100 meter, 10-6 and 100 meter dash.
Do you think he did more in college than he did in the NFL? Like he never.
No, I think he did just as good as in the NFL. He just played for the Jaguars. The longevity just isn't there because Dante noticed it's just a brutal position to play. And this is why Dante is on everybody's head with annoying people quick. You don't know what's around the corner in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like it's a dog eat dog world out there. You know what I'm saying? But I think Maurice Jones-Drew peak. When the guys like to talk about peaks, Maurice Jones-Drew has a phenomenal peak.
Who was the first one you said on that list?
I'll say it again. You got Jamal Charles, Chris Johnson, Marshawn Lynch, LaShawn McCoy, Maurice Jones-Drew, Steven Jackson.
Okay, so let me do this. And you dirty. Shout out to MJD, my guy. Oh man, you dirty for doing that. So I'm from North Oakland, so you already know I'm gonna go with beast mode as one. Then CJ 2K, I could go there. I could go Shady, or I could go Steven Jackson. I'm gonna go Marshawn and Steven Jackson. The reason why I say that, Chris Johnson was phenomenal, by the way. I can't, and he played for my team. So, the reason why I like the Marshawn pick is because I watched him get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Talking about since high school at Tech, going to Cal, playing for Teddy, and just getting it done and being unapologetically him, Town Business. You feel me? And, got drafted by Buffalo, and things weren't going the way they were supposed to initially. Then when he got up to Seattle, he exploded. And I'm just the shit he was able to do. He got some iconic runs where he just mushing people's face and just hold my nuts at the end. Like, it's just nasty. So Steven Jackson, I think he deserves more flowers. Big guy, phenomenal running back, Oregon State. It was a good transition from Marshall Faulk to him, I think, for that offense. And he added an element of a bigger guy who could do some of the smaller guy things in the pass game. You know what I mean? And I like those 2 picks. I think Steven Jackson don't get his just due. So I'm gonna go with those Beast Mode and Steven Jackson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean, I probably one from each of you. To me, Marshawn Lynch, the first football game I ever saw was a 100-yard game. Could we go closest to game to us here in Toronto's Buffalo? Drive out to Buffalo, watch the Bills game. Marshawn Lynch, right? So people forget, like in that Buffalo team too, we saw what he did in Seattle. It was just a little bit more infrequent. It was also in Buffalo at a time when no one cared about Buffalo. Like Buffalo Bills are going through that time in the NFL where they weren't selling out stadiums. A lot of the games were blacked out because they weren't selling out, right? So I think a lot of people really didn't get to see beast mode in Buffalo, but then going to Seattle, doing what he did, that run against New Orleans in the playoffs. We all know that. So I'm gonna go Marshawn there. And to me, I mean, that season, Chris Johnson, 2,000 yards, should have shout out Payne, but should have been MVP. one of the best seasons ever seen. And again, that Titans team was not good. That's what we don't realize. Like, he did that on a really not that great Titans team. Like, the O-line wasn't that great. It was cool. I think
2,500 yards all purpose, bro.
Yeah, and like, it's just, I mean, who's QB that year?
Wasn't VY?
No, it was VY and Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins. I was like, wait, Kerry Collins, he had a little bit of that resurgent random year, but I think a lot of that has to do with Chris Johnson being his running back really kind of opened up for him to throw some more yards. So Chris Johnson and Marshawn Lynch out of those two, but all the other guys, Jamal Charles too, I think is a little underrated. Doesn't get the love he deserves.
Way underrated. All them Kansas City Chiefs running backs, Jamal Charles, Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson, all them underrated, bro. All of them underrated.
Priest Holmes, his
Priest Holmes was nasty.
Now, that was at a time when like KC just wasn't getting a lot of love too, right? When Priest Holmes was doing this thing, man.
Yeah. And then they had Dwayne Bowe. They had some great players to come through. You just don't get loved the way they do. Sammy Watkins really he was pretty solid too coming through there. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel like Kansas City early back then was kind of like on the same level of Jacksonville. Like, they just don't get love. They had their players.
I think they were missing quarterbacks, but they were just missing like a quarterback to one. Having a good quarterback puts you in the national eye, right? You have a good quarterback, and games will be shown more. You'll be talked about more. That's
got a good quarterback, you could win. A lot of people understand at that level, at the professional level, it's more about the X's and O's than because everybody has Joes and Mo's at the pro level. So I think the coaching and the schemes and the little nuances and attention to detail goes up 10 times when you get to the pros. I mean, college, even in the best years in the SEC, I think if you just got Alabama got better players, they're gonna whoop your ass. It's just what it is. I don't really think it, because I coach junior college, top level junior college. I mean, if you got better players, I mean, we just gonna win at that level. I think as you get to the pro level, the coaching and the X's and O's and the attention to detail and the scheming and planning is more important at that level than I would say at the college level. Because like I said, if I got all the best players, because you're not gonna play, a top 10 team every week in college. You're not. So you could, you know what I'm saying? You may see 3 or 4 monsters, and then the rest is manageable games, if that makes sense. So
Dante Marsh saying it is an understatement. So I played on a tier. I played my team, my JUCO team is like a tier up under Dante Marsh team. But it's the same conference. So I'm speaking on the other side of it. Like, my team was good. We went to a few bowl games, but like, dog, to have to play Butte, Frisco City, San Mateo, in Sacramento, ARC, that shit is a headache, bro. Like, that's a real, them is like, they put a lot of talent out. You know what I mean? If you're not on those teams, it's real hard. It's a gauntlet, bro. Like, it's a gauntlet. People don't know. They don't think California, and they don't associate California football. But when we talking about JC football, bro, it's
college football. Like you said, the talent of players matter. But like you said, in the pros, I've always said this too, football. Out of all the major sports, basketball, baseball, football, and hockey, I think coaching at the pros is the most important in football. I think they impact the game more than some basketball, baseball, and hockey. Like, coaching is, again, it's just putting your players in the right position, the schemes, calling the plays. There's so much that they have to do and so much responsibility. So I do agree with that. A quick question, I guess. What's the gap between, again, like the best D2 team versus an elite D1 team?
Elite D1 team is the front seven. So the gap is the depth in front seven. So I'll probably say this, like my D2 team, I take Limestone. We had a receiver, Vincent Smith, made it to the Texans, played for the Texans and Jets. We had Josh end up going to the Bears. Rodre, he was fired too. He actually went to the league after his junior year from a D2, unheard of. But we had some good guys, but it's just like when you go against them D1 teams, like where we got those 3 guys, they got guys that might not be just as good as them, but like a slight below, and they backups. You see what I'm saying? Because they got their starters. Of course, every team is going to have their star players, right? It all stacks up. But when it boils down to it, when you get tired, when they got another Rodre coming in, I'm talking like I know these guys, but I'm just saying when they got another guy like our Rodre coming in off the bench when we're tired, you know what I mean? In D2, you don't really want to play your backups like that. It's something going bad when you got to play your backups. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha,
So
yeah.
it's you necessarily don't want to do that versus D1. They got a lot of depth. Not saying
starting
that
11 kids, starting 11 is strong. Then like the D2,
It-
there's some guys who could probably play D1,
Yeah,
but whatever reason.
absolutely. Because we had D1 kickbacks. We had a 4-star from Ole Miss, Book, phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Tell you what route he running, still head top. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we had those guys, but it's just like when he get tired, we ain't got nothing to replace it. You see what I'm saying? Like
That's what they're saying.
Let me say that though, Bam, to a lot of like somebody in the comment when they posted Reggie Bush game against the 2005 Fresno State team, right? So at the end of the day, he had like 513 total yards. But Fresno State, my alma mater, by the way, was ranked like 16th in the nation at the time, and they lost 50 to 42. It was a shootout. So it's some casual in the comments. Oh, it's just Fresno State. Like, man. I said, you might want to go check who all then came out of Fresno State, brother. Oh, man, I'm saying it doesn't matter. It still doesn't change. You must be alumni. Like, where did you play? Stay on topic, man. Stay on top. No.
Dante, half of these dudes couldn't even pass the conditioning test to make the team at these schools. And then I know a lot of casuals don't even know this. It's a conditioning test to make the team. Like, y'all don't even pass that shit to even make these teams. Like,
my point is this: how can you just say some erroneous, crazy shit like that, right? And you didn't play? Because if you really did play high level D1 or and beyond, you got too much respect for the game and you know the real. Like there was dudes that went to the big schools, and I played with some of these dudes and they weren't that good. Then there's some dudes from like a little D2 like that. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got to respect it is what I'm saying. So for somebody to say those comments, and when I ask them, well, where did you play? Stay on topic. No. I want to know because you talking. Then that goes to my point about the casuals with this fan shit. Like if you ain't never laced them up, your opinion really don't matter that much, bro. I'm just sorry to me anyway, because you wouldn't even make a statement like that if you really played, because you know how hard this shit is. So you know it's ballers everywhere. So for you to just make blanket statements like that is crazy. But the gap is I think it's different now due to the NIL and the transfer portal. So you have D2s, because I get caught in trying to get my players out, from JC. So you now have lower level D1s. And when I say lower level, I'm just saying they're not as good as the national championship teams, but they're still Power 4 or Group of 5. They turning up their nose now. And then you have some D2s turning up their nose now because of the NIL and the transfer portal. So the college football landscape today in 2025 is so different than when I was in college in 97 to 2000. So the gap, it really depends on how much money you got.
I hear that. That's true. I was reading an article the other day, and they made this analysis over the past like 20 years where they saw a lot of D2 like wide receivers, cornerbacks make the league. Some running backs make the league, can do well, but the position that had the least amount of NFL guys was the offensive line and defensive line. So I think is that the gap? Like there's very few D2 offensive linemen or defensive linemen that seem to make the NFL thrive versus every other position. So
well,
that kind of big gap there.
It changed, right, Jalen? It changed. So you take a guy like what is it? Eric Allen? Bam. Went to play for the Cowboys.
Oh, you talking about Larry Allen? Yeah.
Larry Allen. I'm
sorry.
My bad, brain fart. Larry Allen is from out here. So he went to I think
Sonoma State.
Sonoma
College, Sonoma State.
I don't even think they got a football team no more.
Not anymore. Nope. They just got basketball.
Damn. So my point is, you take a guy like Larry Allen, right, who was all what he was at a Sonoma State. Now, back in the day, when we talk about pre-integration, where do you think all the Hall of Fame players came from?
Historical black colleges,
HBCUs. Yeah.
So, as you know, as we segue into the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, everybody wants to go to the big universities that got the fancy shit. They no longer want to go to those smaller schools, right? So I think, the gap comes because if you got a guy that's 6'8", 300 pounds coming out of high school running a 4.9, I mean, shit.
Everybody calling him. Everybody wants him.
Right. So unless his grades are shot, he's not.
They'll fix the grades. If you're that, they'll fix your grades somehow. They'll make
Well, I mean, it's not as prevalent. That's not happening the way today as it was.
Yeah, way back then. Like it's hard. They police it a lot harder.
Okay, they're really watching it now.
Hey, if you walk around this motherfucker and you 6'8", 300 pounds,
yeah,
you know what I mean, that you can't deny that. So and like I said, unless that guy has some crazy grade problems, he's gonna be at the top 5 to 10 schools. And from there, I think going to your point, the trenches, like Bam said, that's where you're going to see your biggest discrepancy. So I went to Fresno State. In my senior year, we went out and played Ohio State, right? And our defense, we did the thing. I got to find the stats from 2000 when we went out to play Ohio State. They really didn't do too much offensively. They kicked our ass on defense because they had about 5 to 7 draft picks. They had Nate Clements, Mike Doss, Derrick Ross. They had all type of people on defense going crazy. So that's where me personally experiencing playing at a group of 5 and then going and playing against a school in the Big Ten, which, we ended up beating, Purdue, Colorado, teams like that. But I'm just saying Ohio State historically is one of them, right? Yeah. So that was the biggest difference when we matched up.
Was that you played them when they had Maurice Clarett, or was that a little before?
I'm before him.
Before, okay.
So they had like Nate Clements went first round. Derrick Ross, I think, was like second or third round or the other corner. They had Mike Doss.
So they had a few NFL players. Yeah, they had a few NFL players.
More than a few, but saying the box, the front, the trenches.
Yeah.
And then you might see some freakish athletic linebacker, big old dude running hella fast. I mean, it just those are the little things you'll see, right? So I think that's what separates the levels. But every now and then you can get a guy that played at a lower level and then it's variable. Some guys blossom later. Antonio Brown was like a 6th-round draft pick. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? Terry Glenn, rest in peace. He was a walk-on at Ohio State. He ended up winning the Biletnikoff and going first round. So there's no inexact, and that's why I get irritated when guys go, oh, well, man, it's an inexact science, man. It comes down to this right here, bro. It comes down to this, man, because you can't measure a athlete's heart, drive, desire.
I was 5'6", and my favorite play was 32 wham. That's when they lead a nose guard unblocked. They line me up out of the slot. I rush down the line. They lead a nose guard unblocked. I used to decapitate them niggas. Like, listen here. I used to have your helmet sitting on top of your head like that. 5'6" now. Taking out cat 6'4", 300 pounds, making them swallow their mouthpiece. Like what he said though. Is this right here. This right here. Is want tos and nots. Like, and I want it to every time. Give me a piece of that.
You see a lot of that. You go to like ESPN's list from like 2016, top 10 wide receiver recruits out of high school. 8, 9 of them, you might never heard them now. Like, or like, they might have been in the league 1 year. It's crazy how, from like a high school, you could be a number 1, number 2 recruit. Just doesn't end up happening. Like I said, there's so many reasons for that. Sometimes it could be the heart system, whatever it is.
Yeah. When I was at Limestone, our quarterback, Joey Copeland, man, fucking one of the best athletes I ever played. Number 2 quarterback in the country. He had a higher grade than Baker Mayfield for his quarterback. There was a few quarterbacks like on this list.
Yeah.
He just didn't like school. Like it's and like you say, you fall off to the weight. Like it's crazy. Like you said, it always boils down to if you want to or not, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
That's tough. Being like, you might have missed out on 20 million. But you
can't miss what you never had either.
True. That's true.
A lot of these guys and a lot of guys, and I've seen it. I've seen my fair share of them. They just some of them just they don't They don't get it. It don't click for them. And you know, that's a thing. Like you can't, it's like I said, it's an inexact science, right? There's, you know, Ron Harper was the guy. He's supposed to be the next MJ. I'm just saying, so you can't, you know, it's just, you know, God got what he got for you. And
Gerald Henderson, there's so many next MJs that just didn't
work.
They didn't have the one thing, the will to win, how MJ did.
So at the end of the day, that's why I put a heavy value on winning, bro. It ain't, what are we playing this game for? It's to win championships. Because I'm going to tell you from my perspective how it was. Okay, going my whole life, I want to be a starter. That's like the first goal. Okay, got that. All right. Now I want to be the best at my position in the city, in the league, in the state. Like it's levels to it. It goes up, right? So when you play in this game, like especially when I played 12 years of pro football, okay, you making money, okay, cool. You getting some stats, okay, cool. Man, you need a championship, bro. Like for whatever reason, that's solidified because that's the ultimate team goal. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody ain't, it's not, you know, 53 of us or, you know, however many cases on the active roster coming out here just to get stats. That's because, I mean, if we win in championships, more people gonna make the Hall of Fame. More people, you know what I'm saying?
More people are gonna remember you. That's just a fact, right? You talked about 10, 20 years down the line. Yeah.
So that's what we play the game for. So I don't care what nobody talking about. Yeah, it's a team, you know, achievement, but if you take certain people off of that team, that you ain't winning that shit. It's not gonna happen. You need these players, certain players, to help catapult you over the top. So at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to win the ring. That's the ultimate goal. Just a winner, period. I'm winning, right? Now, if you winning, obviously you accumulating stats on the way because those stats are the reason why you're what? Winning. Makes sense? So one, you know, they all go together. So that was my point earlier with that argument, or not even an argument, with that debate. I mean, man, averaging 30 every game and then 33 in the postseason. It's a reason he's three-peated twice and won 6 championships because he's the best scorer or ever. Like his average says that, period. Now the accumulation, I'm not discounting that achievement because, okay, it's a lot of fucking points. But at the end of the day, that's an accumulation of stats as we go. Okay, that's a great achievement, but that's a longevity stat. And that's the same argument that I was saying with the Emmitt Smith thing. Remember, Bam? Like, I think I respect the shit out of Emmitt. And I hate, put some respect on Emmitt name. We are respecting him. He has a gold jacket. He's the all-time leading rusher in the NFL. But is he the best running back? You get what I'm saying? There's debates about, some people don't even have him top 10.
Fun fact, I remember this like vividly. I think it was like 1996, 97. I was like 3 or 4 years old, bro. That was the first person I ever saw play football. Emmitt Smith. I credit the reason why I like football so much. That was one of the first players I ever played. So like, I really got an ultra soft spot for Emmitt Smith. But like what you said, Dante Marsh, like as I started to deep dive into the realm of football, it's like, oh shit, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Adrian Peterson, Fred Taylor, Adrian James, like, whoa, these dudes was, how come I didn't see these dudes? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then it's just, but that still don't take away from who Emmitt Smith was, because he was phenomenal. Wanted to be just like him, you know what I mean? But I started to see other guys, and it was like, oh, damn, these dudes is fire. Like, you know what I mean? But like I said, it still don't, and I think that's really what it is, especially with this debate and shit. They think because you say, oh, I like this guy, that they instantly associated with, oh, well, you think Emmitt Smith is trash. Like, no, I don't think he's trash. I just like this person. I just like Dante. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that these other dudes over here suck. You just asked me who I like.
They put words in your mouth, though. So that's
Right.
I like to clarify what I say, right? I know because a person to hear what you just said and then say you said, man, he crazy. He said Emmitt was trash. That's never not what he said. Because they listen to respond instead of listening to comprehend. So that was my whole point in that. We're talking about like on that post that I had with Carl, I said AI is better than Kyrie to me. That's what I think. That's my opinion. I think young people like flash over substance. And that's got them blinded by the fact that a dude that's 5'11", 6 feet, 160 pounds was that goddamn tough and being an MVP of the NBA at that size.
Mm-hmm. That's a fun debate.
I mean,
Allen Iverson versus Kyrie, both are flash. You know what I mean? Both got some flash. Both have
flash, but and then somebody gonna say, oh, well, AI himself said Kyrie is better. So now he's being humble. Duh.
Yeah, right.
Of course. Michael didn't ever say, Michael of all people never said he was the greatest.
Michael hates comparing. He's just like, don't compare people between eras. That's Michael's whole thing. He never even compares.
He's never on record saying, now he might have talked shit on the court to everybody. That's proven. And he was a competitor, but he's never, I'm the GOAT. He never ever came out.
Michael and Jordan are two different people. I always say, like, to me, LeBron likes the cameras, likes to be in front. Michael, people know that is a very private person. Michael doesn't like. Michael just wants to hoop. If Michael could hoop with no cameras, he would have just hooped in the NBA. You know, he doesn't like being on TV shows. He doesn't like interviews. He just wants to live his billionaire life. You know, travel with his wife to Greece on a private jet, do his thing. I think
the man opened up a free healthcare clinic in Wilmington, North Carolina. Like he does a lot of stuff like that show you he don't like the limelight. You just find out about it like throughout the grapevine.
I think Mike, he's had fun with interviews and stuff. I'm not gonna say he don't want to do it. I'm gonna just say he's a competitor, bro. You can see that gambling. Yeah. That motherfucker will bet you 500,000 on some bullshit. Or I could flip this quarter.
Flipping a quarter.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know how much of a gambling fiend you gotta be?
Bro, I'm telling you right now,
if
Jordan was around today with his gambling stories, he might have been cooked. I don't know, man. Jordan
he probably got suspended a few times. He probably would have got suspended a few times.
No, the casinos would need a private room for him or something, because it would have been something.
Yeah. So I mean, no. So I love the debates, man. And you know, just for the record, Bam, like I said, this is not the old head verse. I want the young people to really know. We got to stop this stat chasing shit because that don't be telling the whole story.
True, but that's one thing I value your opinion so much for, OG. We got to know about y'all just as much as they know about their generation. They need to learn about the ones that came before them. Like what Damon said, like Mr. Allen, you know, everybody was up here respectful, but Damon Allen said, bro, you got to know about these guys who open the door for you to be able to walk down these hallways you're walking down right now. And it's a real disservice to the game if you don't know these guys. That it's crazy that, you know, that guys will question Gale Sayers, but then again praise guys like LaShawn McCoy. You talking about a fourth generation Gale Sayers. If it wasn't a Gale Sayers, we don't get Barry Sanders. You even said Barry Sanders your GOAT. If it was no Gale Sayers, we don't get the Barry Sanders. You know what I mean?
Because but we don't even have to go back that far now. People are forgetting stuff from just like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, we were just talking about Priest Holmes and them. Like they don't even get talked about.
Like in basketball, you know, people are trying to downplay Dwayne Wade now, forgetting who Dwayne was before all his injuries. And again, I think Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are better than SGA. I've said that for some people. People are so upset. Like, what in the world are you crazy? SGA just won a championship, MVP, Finals MVP. Look, again. To me, Tracy and Vince were never in that position. What I saw with Vince and Tracy at their best versus SGA at his best, they're not. SGA is not Vince and Tracy.
So that's the same argument or debate I'm giving you with the Michael and LeBron thing. I've seen both at the best of the best of the best, right? And I'm not. Once again, I think LeBron he's in the conversation. He's a top 5 guy, but there's just certain things that he's done that just I shake my head and be like, that take you out the GOAT shit. Damn, why you do that? You really could have been the GOAT. Like I'm being honest.
I've heard that from people who.
And I just like this shit is just dumb. Like after I came back from 3-1 against that Warrior team, I'm the GOAT now. No.
Yeah, people really don't like LeBron coming out and saying he's the GOAT. They don't like that he's very outspoken about certain things, which I get. I get it. Someone saying I'm the GOAT corrupted around way. I'm cool with it. I think, hey, LeBron, because to me, LeBron, the way he's been analyze, scrutinize stuff from high school. Like, there's never been an athlete before him who's been as scrutinized because of how social media has grown, because of how sports coverage is growing, sports debate. What LeBron has gone through, obviously excluding the civil rights stuff, pre-civil rights, what those athletes went through in terms of just the social media and constant analyzation. There's no athlete who's been through what LeBron has.
I think he brings it on himself, though, Jalen. That's
part of it, yeah. Part of 100%.
I don't feel, to me, and I'm speaking for Dante and the guys that I in my circle that had these conversations. I don't think we don't hate LeBron. We love LeBron. I had me one of his high school jerseys back in the early 2000s when throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
So I was a LeBron fan. I'm just saying I think with him, he wants to be the GOAT so bad, and he knows, he'll tell you himself in his heart of hearts, he'll tell you Michael Jordan is his favorite player. Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I think
player, yes.
he's in a position where he know he not gonna get that nod. So now he know it's over with for the championships. You're not finna win another championship with the Lakers. And he's at his age.
They just have Marcus Smart. You never know, man. I'm telling you, Marcus. You never know.
This is why he's doing what he. This is why they did that interview. And now the rings don't mean much. But watch this contradiction. If the rings really didn't matter, you wouldn't have left Cleveland in the first place to go to Miami. If it wasn't about rings. People that really play pro sports, it's about the rings, bro. Because guess what? He's making the money. He don't need no money in terms of contract. He made these are NBA contracts, $200-300 million. He got endorsement deals. It ain't about the money. He was putting up numbers as a young guy. So I mean, okay, you make a couple all pros, you make a couple, you know what I'm saying? All-star nods. Okay. Now, what else is there? You feel me? I gotta win that ring because you're still missing that. No matter what you do as a professional athlete, you getting paid, right? Making all pro status. You hitting bonuses. You doing all this shit, right? Then as you go and progress through your career, what do you got all that stuff because you're one of the top 1% in the world to do it. But what have you missed?
He got it all. He got it all. He got his chips. Not as much as Jordan.
No. Before we get to that, that's eluding you. So what are we? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's up the ring. So you can't. What I was saying earlier, you can't have these things both ways. If we play to win, since we're little kids in the schoolyard, and we're taught to win in life. That's what this shit is about. It's ultimate goal is about winning. Period. Nothing else matters. Winning. Now, I'm not using that. Hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying the guy with the championships is better, because if that was the case, Robert Horry would be talking hell shit. But I mean, he was a part of 7. He got 7 rings. That's a phenomenal accomplishment. Here's the little piece that you even pointed out. Michael was the best player on the court in all them games. So they mean even more. That's what I'm saying. So that's why people bring up the ring debate. Because and I don't understand how you could then say, well, he wasn't winning until Scottie Pippen. We just pointed out in this whole podcast how other players needed other players to ultimately win because it's a team game. We understand that. But when you're talking about these superstar GOAT guys, they're the main reason why they're winning. I think people miss that point. You get what I'm saying?
Which is why I think Finals MVP is such, in top 5 conversations, that's such an important stat. Again, Jordan with 6, LeBron with 4, and everybody else with like 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like there is a separator there.
So we're saying the same thing, and I think you saying what I wanted you to tell me from the gate. So
I'm saying LeBron the GOAT, but we just LeBron is not the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT that goes with the totality. But it's cool.
I think this argument with y'all went on for an hour. I think it's going another hour. We'll see y'all next week. I gotta get back to these edits, man. I'm glad to be back, bro. Get some normalcy. I'll probably tell my stream what went on here. I gotta make a video about it. I told OG, he pretty much know, but it was good seeing y'all, man, to get back to some normal stuff, man. Some positive vibes right now, man. So it was just good. I appreciate y'all chat. I appreciate everybody pulling up. till next week. See y'all Wednesday. Well, I'll see y'all Monday. Voice of College Football. Me and Tegan over there on Voice of College Football. And Wednesday, Press Box is back at 8:30 p.m. Be there, be square.
Shout out Press Box back in the
Yeah,
building.
shout out Press Box. We're gonna have to get OG on there, man, to make his splash on there with all the people right there. I'm trying to get my dog in front of as many people as possible, man, because I don't think he really know how great he is. Humble ass dude, man. Like, I don't think y'all really understand. Don't make too many guys like Coach Marsh right here, man. Humble ass dude. That's why I do all the talking for him, and I make you YNs respect OG. You feel me? Because he humble. He too humble to really tell y'all who he is. You feel me? So I'll say it for him.
I'll be in the comments and Press Box. I'm unbanned. I'll be in the comments till we unbanned.
Yes, sir. All right, chat.
All right, bet.
All right, OG.